So please, if anyone has questions for me, we can. The class has started.
I have a question to ask her.
Okay.
I don't know if you can.
I can hear you.
Okay, the question may not necessarily be as regards what you've just discussed, or it's still as regards
No,
tax,
yes.
but
As
okay.
long as it's not, it must not be what we discussed.
Okay. Now the issue now is this. I think I've told you before, but I think you were kind of busy. Now the issue now is this. Now, right now I'm not actively working. Right, I'm not actively working, but I'm trying to transition career into like tech and all that. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm giving all this real estate company money to actually do their business, and they give me profit. So I'm now wondering now, because I'm not actively working, I'll say, okay, they'll deduct from my salary or something. I don't have an active business name or any LLC or any business at all. So as regards this tax issue now, where will I even classify myself and where will I even place myself? Because some people are saying I should go and start LLC. I'm trying to, obviously I'm trying to pay the minimum tax. Obviously, nobody wants to go and dash government money. So I'm now wondering, like, where will I place myself personally? I'm just so curious. So I don't even know which direction I should really, put myself into, because definitely I'm trying my best to have to pay the minimum, obviously. So please, I don't know if you could answer that for me. Thank you very much.
So personally, if I were you, right, you are not what's it called now? You are not aiming this thing, right? So there's what we call. So ideally, before they pay you that interest, which is basically what you're doing, you're giving them loans, right? It actually even falls under what we just discussed. You're giving them loans, so they're paying you for your capital plus interest. So ideally, they're supposed to charge you, right, withholding tax since they are the company on whatever interest they're paying you, right? As you can see, interest on loans, right? So they're supposed to charge you withholding tax. Since you've paid withholding tax, I would want to argue, right, that that should be your final tax, because if you were to now, let's assume that's your only tax, or should I say that's your only source of income, I would argue that I've already paid tax on that money, and you will not be charged. I will not declare that income as part of my income if I'm declaring income. So if they charge you tax on whatever interest they're paying you, right, at the end of the day, ideally you're supposed to file it on your behalf to the what's it called, to the state government, right? And that becomes your final tax. That is how I would treat it. So you're not supposed, in
So
that case, what you basically do, you're loaning out money. They're paying you, or I will not call it loan out money, but because you are not licensed to loan out money, you get. But technically, that is what it is. You're loaning out money and you're getting interest. So it's not like it's the whole capital; it's that
yeah,
extra interest that is subject to tax. The tax that it is subject to is withholding tax, right? And once they file it on your behalf, it now goes in as your tax. What's it
okay.
called, on your tax return. So that is what you now file at the end of the day for your personal income tax.
Okay, so me personally, what will I present? I will go and meet them. They will give me the transaction, the tax transaction. That's what I'll go and present, or I won't file anything at all.
So,
As regards
so
filing.
if you have your tax ID, right? Once
Okay.
you have your tax ID and they file it on your behalf, it will appear on your dashboard. I don't know for other states, but in Lagos, anything they file for you should it will be on your dashboard. So that is what you now. So there's what we call annual returns, right? Where you basically file all the withholding taxes and all of those things that you've been how will I put it, they've remitted basically on your behalf. Even pay said the same thing. Like, that's the same way it works, right? And that is what you now basically. So from there, you now get your own tax evidence. So
Okay.
I'm getting, if they are deducting, right? That is, if they are deducting, I don't know if they're deducting for you, or maybe by next year they will start deducting. When they do, right, it will be on your dashboard to reflect that okay, you've paid so and so withholding tax. That's why you have a
Oh,
tax ID. So whatever they are filing, they file it against your tax ID, so that that money reflects in your account.
okay. And I want to ask another thing again. Now them say, oh, now what I want to talk now. Them say some
Yeah.
people are saying that the interest that I'm getting, that is the profit I'm getting, that should use that's they will consider that as my income for the year within that year. How
So
it won't work like that, will it?
that's what I said. I said they can consider it as your income for the year. But personally, like when I said it, that some people want to consider it as your income for the year. Quite all right. But me, I will argue that I've already paid that tax. I've already paid tax on it, and double taxation is a thing. You cannot be taxing the same income twice. I don't know if
Okay.
you get where I'm coming from.
Yes, I
You've
get what.
paid tax on it. There's evidence that you've paid tax on it, right? Even like when I said something about dividends, some dividends are not taxed again because you've already paid tax. As long as you've paid tax on that income, you should not be paying tax on it again.
Okay.
You get where I'm coming.
Uh,
So if you are
okay.
declaring your income, quote unquote, if that's your only source of income, which is interest, right? You tell them that okay, you have interest income, but you've already paid withholding tax. And if it shows on your DT, or you have proper, like you have the tax side and all of that, nobody's going to tell you to pay on that 25% on it again. You know,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
that is basically how it works.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Even this what's it called, this short-term investment that are saying they want to tax, I also if you even ask me, right, if everything is going according to plan, once they've taxed that money, is even a lesser what's it called now, it's a lesser percentage compared to them taxing me for personal income tax, because withholding tax is 10%, personal income tax starts from 15%. So at the end of the day, it's just that it's even easier for them to collect because they are collecting it at source compared to now chasing people to now collect the money. So I think that's why they are trying to change the whole system to make sure that okay, everybody is paying this tax. Government. Any other question from me? Abi, all of us. Well, so about the cost, I know I said ending of this month, but I'm trying to see how I can get it ready, the latest maybe hopefully before the end of this coming week we are coming, because I think everybody is just like, where is the cost? Where is the cost? Where is the cost? What I would do maybe this weekend, I will come up with the. I said it last weekend, but this week was very busy. There's this new collaboration I had, and we had to do a launch and all of that. So if you notice, my content really comes so much this week. So hopefully I will come up with the curriculum and also share with you guys so that you also have your input in case there are some things you want me to add to the course and all of that, so that we make sure that it is useful for you guys, and hopefully reduce the questions, right? So that if anybody watch the course, they are confident that they can even become tax consultants themselves. So that's the idea.
Mr. Mena, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so sometime last month, I was already in the process of um, writing to FRS concerning cessation of business, like upgrading from business name to LLC. I know we've passed this topic, but I didn't attend the last class. I was not around.
Oh,
So,
we've not passed any topic. You can always ask anything
oh,
anytime.
great
I'm
then.
here for you.
So this evening, I got a notification from the lawyer that did it, that she said, because before then, I told her, see, I don't think I'm interested in the LLC again, because there was this word you used. Is a lot of paperwork, a lot of consultations, a lot of there's this particular word you use.
Compliance.
Yes, there's a lot of compliance. So I told her, see, I don't think I'm able to meet up with the. It's a whole lot. Sometimes to skip me. So can we just? But then she had already started the process of upgrading. And she was like, she's not so sure if she can pull out now. So today she got back to me that okay, she has upgraded successfully. It's not actually an upgrade, just close
How?
the business name. Can you hear me?
I understand. I thought
So
I have like a lot of people that try to open limited for the past 1 month, a bit 2 months. CAC server they like it don't crash.
okay, the
So
thing
finish
here
Gary.
is this. The thing here is this. Sometimes I have a business name, then the same name, but
Okay.
now with Nigeria Limited LLC registered differently.
Yeah.
I had to register the LLC sometime last year or early 2 years ago because of a particular deal I wanted. They said I have to come with with an LLC. So
Yes.
then it was faster to just register a new LLC than upgrading the business name. So I registered the new LLC and all. So moving on, and I found out, okay, now I think I need LLC. So
Okay.
instead of um registering a new one, I had to upgrade the business name. But in the process of the upgrade, they said no, it can't work because I already have an LLC with the same name.
Yes.
So and I went back and found the documents and everything was complete. Then I checked with the tax guy. They said, okay, I'm going for this. And my child told them everything. I started okay. I'm not. The issue was that I was not filing, even if zero, because I didn't have an account for the LLC. So I paid my default for the business name. I cleared it all. Then the filing, we had a deal for the new one that I wasn't filing, that doesn't have an account. So I
Okay.
sorted everything out. But sometime last week, I just said this compliance will be a whole lot for me. Like it's a whole lot of stuff. You have to have an auditor, you have to have an accountant, you have to have a whole different, and it's expensive. On the long run, it should. Yes, yes. I just
Are you saying we are expensive? What do you
wait.
mean?
See, like I won't like earlier on, I was like, okay, I think it's not an issue. But later I started thinking, I'm like, the compliance is a lot. Yes, in as much as I want to factor in my lifestyle, my family's expenses under an LLC, it will be easier. But the tax people will look at me too much. That's what I just feel. You understand? The fees,
Yeah.
house rent, traveling, vacation expenses. Yes, it's a good idea to factor it under your LLC as company expenses. But sometime last week, I don't know what came over me. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that. Let me just do business name and be filing my VAT and be paying the small VAT because LLC seems like a whole lot. But now she has seized. We wrote to FRS for cessation of business. We've closed down the business name. Now
Business.
the LLC is active. I won't I'm regretting, but I just need the conviction that's okay, you know what, go ahead. Don't regret. Just do your focus on the
Just employ
LLC.
me. That is your conviction.
What do you say?
I say employ me to be your auditor.
No, the thing is, I
Okay.
think I mentioned that to you on chat. I mentioned that to you
Okay.
sometime 2 weeks ago. Like, so now I know that with the LLC now to be fully functional, I will need. Tell me what I will need. An auditor. How often will you come to audit? Once a year?
And so basically, once again, the VAT those ones are monthly ones, and it's just to send your schedule and to be filed. So the audit is annually.
Okay, annual
The,
audit.
the yeah, annual audit once a year.
Okay, then the
Uh,
tax filing, we're filing monthly, right?
yes, that's for VAT. VAT, and if you have staff, pay.
Okay, now this staff thing too, I need to understand something. See, it's in as much as it's painful because as a Nigerian, you are doing 99% of the things yourself. The government is not doing one thing for us. You understand? So now this the staff thing, I have 3 staff. I'm even looking at trying to get more for this coming year because the workload is already getting too much. The business is growing. But I'm not thinking if I have okay now, what am I doing for the staff? What like you said, pay. Do I deduct from their salary and pay tax on their behalf or what?
And so that's what the law says. But if you are a kind of guy, you can bear the cost.
Okay, there's nothing like kind of guy. There's no...
You ask me a question, and I'm giving you answer.
okay, it's good.
You know,
That's what I
most
said.
of them they've never paid tax before, and
Yes,
when you sign the contract with them, you told them you pay them a certain amount of money.
it's
You
an
need to tell
informal
them that
setting. This is
uh,
not a lot of businesses. A lot of us we are entrepreneurs. These are informal businesses. Yes, we have shops, we have accounts, but employing staff. In as much as I try so much, I bring a third party to interview them, submit the whole forms and the whole necessary stuff. These are like informal structures that now you expect me to pay staff. If I deduct their salary, how much they want carry go out?
that's exactly what I'm saying. Because they already have an expectation, and they've never paid tax before.
Yes, how
So
do you
they
start
really
explaining
don't.
these ones?
To them. That's why I'm also trying to get that. You might just have to bear the cost, and the reason why you have to bear the cost is if when you're filing your annuals and you declare that you're paying salaries, the question the taxman will ask you is where is the payee for the salaries?
Okay.
You get, they will ask you. So it simply means that if you intend to claim that as an expense, you have to pay the payee.
Okay. But what
That is the
if
only
what's
proof.
now payee now? Is it is not I don't think is it everybody that falls on that should pay tax? What it depends on the is it not is it not dependent on the salary?
Yes, yes, yes. I would say if the gross is less than 1.2, don't pay.
The gross. So that that means I don't know if I'm able to say this here. That means it's to run on paper we can do we're paying them less than that. But in practice, can we
So
pay?
even so that's the thing. So if you pay, if you saw on paper you're paying them less, right? Again, like I
Okay.
said, it will reflect on your staff cost now. So
Ah,
your staff cost, that's you are not getting it.
I'm guessing it. I'm
You
guessing it.
cannot if for example you declare that you are paying them less, right? In
Mm,
your yeah, and you pay less pay, and your staff cost is showing that okay, let's just imagine that your staff cost for the year is 50 million, but your pay
mm,
is showing that the people you are paying the salary is valued at maybe 10 million naira. There is a discrepancy there now. They're like, kilo day, what's going on here?
okay.
I don't know if you
So
understand.
yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you.
So that those are the compliance things with
LLC. Yeah, I
limited.
just like
You have to check.
that's why it's like what I had to rethink about it. Like, am I ready for this LLC stuff? This whole because sometimes trust me, even the salaries most times I just pay for my personal account most times. Month end, I just
Please
automate.
next year stop paying from your person. But as long as you have a payee for it, right? Not every so as long as you have a good supporting document, in that case, not payee. Whether you
Mm,
pay for your personal account or but as long as you say okay, I'm paying salaries. This is the payee for the salaries, right? And supports your this thing. Yeah, nobody will fight you that you have staff costs and you're paying pay. It's when maybe yeah, like you said, you've paid for your personal salary. It's not in your account. You should not pay
yeah.
pay. They will tell you, say, Oga, what's in the happen here? They will not. So the thing, whatever you file, right, they will go through it.
Okay.
That is just the reality. They will not just believe, take your word for it.
Okay.
They
Okay,
will
Mr.
ask
Masa.
questions.
I'm quickly taking some notes down. So the auditor one is annually. Then the VAT we're
Yes,
filing monthly, right?
yes, that. And also, withholding tax. If you have withholding tax, you also file monthly as well. So whenever you have withholding tax, you file.
Withholding tax. Okay. But and also this VAT thing is a problem for a majority of businesses. There's some businesses you can't charge VAT from. That means we have to factor it in price and charge it silently. Ha, come on.
Exactly. That's the best. That's the best way. Before them say your things are expensive. Because once they see VAT now, their eye go dey shine.
Yes, and it's like a majority of this, most of these things are turnover goods. Like you're not really making a killing on one sale. The most important is that you're selling a lot of it in numbers, turnover. Your profit on one item might be 4K. You're selling like 10,000 pieces of that item. That's when you are seeing actual profit. So now, and every other person is selling that same price. So if you stylishly add your VAT inside silently, it will still make your price go up. This
Go up.
this tax consideration. Then you
I
said
just
pay.
honestly believe that if the tax was like 2% or maybe the previous 5%, it go good. It was 7.5. Just
Oh, that
it's too high to hide.
it's too high to yes, it's too high to hide. It's too high to hide. And also, the pay now. Do I like? How do I come with that? Like, how do I get that in practice? Do I write to FRS or something, or is there a document
No, no,
for
it's
it?
not FRS. The payee is a state.
So federal collect, state self will collect.
Everybody go generate income now. Which state are you?
Lagos.
Oh, okay. Well, you can register with the local this thing. Maybe I can, if you want to do it yourself, I can give you a contact with LIRS. I will help you with that registration.
Okay. Then what else again? Because LLC is giving a headache. I just need to know all these things so that I won't forget any or make mistakes.
No, so
Auditor, VAT.
so the thing is the question is what are the common taxes and where do you pay them to?
Okay. Yes.
company income tax, you pay to FRS. That one. So all the income taxes, your own personal income tax and your company income tax, those ones are annual. Right?
Mm.
Don't add yourself to salary and be paying pay. I would not recommend you pay pay. Do the
Okay.
annual assessment, right? Because you are the director. Most
Okay.
times they don't really consider that. They prefer what's it called for
Salary
directors,
earners.
personal income tax.
Okay.
No, that's the annual one for directors. Why salary earners is the monthly one, which is the pay, right? So that's what I
Okay.
recommend for you. Then the monthly ones are VAT. That one will drop automatically in your account at the beginning of every month. Then which other one? Then withholding tax. So withholding tax depends on who you are filing for, right? So if it's a business entity, you did business with a business person, right? You
Mm.
you, you file that one to FRS. If you did business with an individual, you file it to state.
This withholding tax, what is it about? Sorry.
It's an advanced tax one. So let's say you hire me now, right? You file
Oh,
it on my
okay.
behalf. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my own kind of one, so because I'm an individual, so you file my own to state.
So your own now must, like, we can't do it, Mr. Bernard. So now I'm hiring you. Okay, let's say an auditor. You call my auditor my
Yeah,
account. So I will pay tax for hiring you.
exactly. So if I charge you,
Yes.
for instance, if I charge you #1,000,000, you're supposed to take 5% and pay on my behalf.
Okay, I'll take
Then I will
5% from
not
the
charge you
total
my
you charge me.
7.5%. So that
uh,
is it.
so now that this business name is closed, is there a way to open it back, Mr. Bernard? No.
I, I, that is what. So it's cessation of business and it's not closure. So what you basically did was stated that you've stopped operations, Rabi.
Uh-huh.
Is the only person that can answer that question will be your lawyer, the person that did it. I
Because
really don't know what you did.
yeah, it's a cessation of business, so that I'll be able to be using the LLC henceforth. But this
Use it, but
whole
you said you use it for contract and all of those things. So it looks like your kind of business, you get contract, and you
is
cannot do that with business name. So it's
is
not
not
today you do.
my kind of business actually buying and selling. But there was an opening that came up that I could partake in. That was the main reason
Okay.
I started for the.
That's why people actually do LLC, all of those kind of openings. I know people that have lost deals like that because they didn't have LLC. Before you now
Okay.
go and do the opportunity not pass. So if you know that those kind of things can come in, you might just you can work on your books and you might not really pay a lot of what's it called now, a lot of this. If you start if it's a big business, right? Compliance you might say is expensive, but you also want to look at the benefits of an LLC. Honestly, the only thing is just okay, you might obviously pay a little bit more, but the other benefits, you at least you've seen the benefits that you also get from this thing. Unless you're not looking to grow, right? If you're not looking to get contracts, you're not looking to expand, you're not looking to get loans, you're not looking to do all of those things, then hey, you might be thinking about doing only business. But if you're looking to get all of those things in the future, right? Depending on where you're going to, then you might just have to is a price to pay. According to Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's just a responsibility you might just have to consider.
That means
No,
you
that's
said
just the
your.
honest truth.
Yeah, true, true. I actually know that. That's true. So at the end of the day, you just, since bring you on board now for we'll talk off here. I will
Okay,
just
sir.
hope your retainer is not a killing. If not, we'll report it to FRS.
Ah, FRS will know that I'm doing a good job. That's why I'm charging like that.
And I'm sorry, you have to consider your retainer, Biko. But anyways, thank you.
No, no, no.
I'll
It's
reach out to you
considerate.
privately.
It's no
It's
problem.
considerate because me, I can
Yeah,
guarantee
very
you,
considerate.
I have a lot of people, a lot of friends, fellow businessmen that are moving more knowledgeable than all of them are waiting for me to refer them to somebody.
Okay.
They were not even game. They were not even game for this class. They said they don't have power for it. So a lot of them. So just be ready to worker
No,
plenty. A lot of them are in
as I know
Alaba.
right now, I'm
We
even
did.
looking for office like this because it's clear that the work don't pass version one.
It's clear that this government is paying you now. It's clear that this Tinubu regime
I,
favor
was-
you.
I was telling my friend the other day, say, like the Tinubu government don't finally benefit me because
Yes,
Oh
it's
God, this past
accountants,
2 months,
auditors, all these things.
my story doesn't change small small.
Ah, no
It has
wahala.
been a fun ride.
Obviously. For you, yes, obviously. So just I'll reach out to you so we'll discuss more. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Amina. I have a question.
Good evening.
Okay, on the payee, just something similar to what you had previously discussed. I mean, this night actually. I would like to ask. Let's say, for example, an employee who earns 150,000 naira, and
Mm.
in a bid to reduce the tax liability, that is the payee. You pay 100,000 as salary, and you make a second payment, like you don't pay it at once. You make the second payment of 50,000, and then it's tagged that let's say development fee, something like that, right? Just maybe, I mean, does it work? Is there any liability for that? Does it really work in terms of reducing the pay that will be paid on behalf of that employee? I
Pay
don't know if my
for a
question is
one
audible to.
thousand. So, hello, yeah, I get your question. So first of all,
Okay.
I would not recommend you go through that first because I just wanted to do a calculation for you. Pay for 150,000 naira salary is not a lot.
Mm.
It might probably be less than 1,000 naira, but let's just
I'm just
quickly
using
do the
150,000
calculation.
naira
So
an
you
example. It could be more. Okay, let's say, okay, if we're
okay.
doing a million, you said,
No,
okay,
continue. I can hear you.
if we're doing, okay, let me make it higher.
Okay, I
Let's say
get
a
your
million
question. What
naira.
you're saying is if you split the this thing, does it work? Right?
Yes,
So
yes,
if you're
exactly.
splitting it, it is either you call it something else. So it is either you
Yeah,
call
that's
it
what I'm
something else in your
saying.
book that is deductible,
Yes,
but you don't classify it under salary because
yes, it's not
salary
classified
it
as
is clear
salary.
the things that are deductible
Yes,
under salary.
yes,
So you can call it something else. You can call it welfare or something, right?
exactly.
But it should not
Okay,
be salaries.
okay,
Uh-huh.
okay. Thank
So it could be welfare cost for your staff
you.
and
Yes.
all those kind of things. And
Mm-hmm.
but it cannot be salaries again.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you so much for this class. It's been very enlightening. So I don't know if this has been asked before, but I just joined and I would like to ask. Like I've been here throughout this class, but maybe it has
You
been
can always ask
I'm
any
being
question
mistaken.
anytime. What you asked before?
Okay,
Let's just be going.
so concerning payee, is it that business names do not pay payee?
Business is pay. As long as you have staff, you are a business now, so you have the right to deduct fee.
Okay,
You
so
have staff. Yeah.
okay, thank you. So if the staff is any less than minimum wage, are we still supposed to deduct payee?
No. Anybody any less than 120K from next year should not be paying pay.
Oh, okay, less than 120K. All right, thank you.
Or
Also,
should I
for
say no? Wait. So hold on, let me do the math.
okay,
Uh, my hold on, I'm coming. 1.3 divide by 12.
that should be about
Okay, that's
120.
108. Let's just say anybody less than 110, not 120.
Okay. Anybody
Should not
any
be
less than
paying pay.
110 does not pay payee.
Mm, yeah.
Okay. For company income tax, I I'm made to understand that if you're earning less than 50 million naira, I think you're generating less than 50 million naira in revenue, you do not pay
Mm,
that tax, right?
yes.
Okay. In order to file that report, will there be need for an audited financial report?
And the auditor is your witness. So
Okay.
that's just a simple way to look at it, right? Because everybody can claim that they're not making up to 50 million naira. And the government does not have the power to audit everybody. So they expect you to get a witness, which is the auditor, to prepare the account in the standard way, right? That is approved. So there's what we call standard, just like you have standard operating procedure in your business, right? So there's a standard way of preparing financial report. That is where the
Okay.
auditor comes in to prepare your financial report and reflect all your transactions to show to them that okay, oh, you have not made up to 50 million, because look at it. There's really, if you don't use a certified, even another thing is the risk of, yeah. So what they give you is, after preparing your financial reports, right? What they give you is what they call an audit opinion. So it's an
Okay.
opinion of the business to say that, okay, well, this financial report is a fair representation of your business, what's it called, activities. So that's what an auditor actually does. So they absorb you of the risk and confirms your financial statement to the authorities. And the
Okay.
good thing is, it's not even just for tax. If you are getting loans, if you are anything that has to do with compliance, or they need that witness from an auditor to, because they are not doing the business with you, right? So audit reports, it just does not end with tax purposes alone. That is basically the standard everywhere. You need an auditor report, especially when you are presenting your financials to a third party. So it is the auditor that helps them to know, okay, well, this is what they are looking at is a fair representation of your business.
Okay, so does that also mean that if a business name intends to present their financials to a company, they will need that report?
Yes, I would. So that one is by choice. You are not compelled by law. But if you are doing, maybe you want to get investment, all of those things. Again, for most people, they will still tell you to get a company for that.
Registration.
But if they
Okay.
allow you to present a business thing, then yes, you on that. But that one is optional. Yes, you might not have to get an audited, because that's the only way to confirm that somebody has actually reviewed your statement, because they don't expect you to have the skill set to prepare a proper financial report.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I think this would be my final question. Business name pays personal income tax. They also pay value added tax. Company pays
Sorry,
company
no, I
income.
didn't say business name pay personal income tax. Oh. The individual pays personal income
Oh,
tax. Business name does not pay personal income
okay.
tax.
What my question actually is, what are the taxes that business name is supposed to pay, and what are the taxes that limited liability is supposed to pay?
Okay, so business name pays value added tax,
Okay.
withholding tax, and payee. Now, the conditions for business name is, the business name should have a turnover of over 50 million naira, right? The same condition with limited LLC,
Limited.
for them to pay value added tax and withholding tax. But for payee, as long as they have staff, they should be filing for their staff, right? So that
Okay.
one, it depends on how much they are paying their staff. So the business name does not pay personal income tax. It's not a person.
Okay.
It's a person, but it's not a person, right? They don't pay personal income tax. For companies, company income tax, value added tax, they basically pay all the tax. That is if they qualify for it, and you know the conditions, 50 million. So that's it. So it is the individual that pays personal income tax. That is an income from all their sources of income. So you might have 10 business names. You might have business name, you might have investment, you might have plenty of other things that are giving you money, right? So the idea is they assess you on all your sources of income, and you not pay your personal income tax. So it is not the business name that pays personal income tax. It is the individual that pays personal income tax. So the question is not, like I always say, the question is not what is your income for this business name. The question is, how much are you paying yourself from this business?
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great.
So, yes, thanks for this platform. So I have a very short question, right? So we are into health awareness. We do more of about health related products. So I want to confirm. So I saw it online that health awareness is zero tax. So I want to be so sure. Then what would you advise? Either a business name or a limited liability, please, sir.
If you want to pay zero tax, right,
Yes.
business name.
Okay.
But if you want to pay tax, limited liability. Why did I say that? Now, health awareness pays zero VAT, not zero tax.
Okay.
VAT
Okay.
is value added tax. That is what you pay zero of, right? But
Okay.
you, as a business, you are supposed to pay company income. That if you are a limited, then you will not pay company income tax. But since you know that, okay, that if your goal is to pay zero tax, then your best bet
Yeah.
is business name. You get,
Okay.
because the VAT, the tax that you're supposed to pay under business name is VAT, right? And by the nature of your
Yeah.
business, you're already exempted from VAT.
Okay.
So the only thing you'll be worried about is your personal income tax.
Okay. Okay. So another question that I want to ask is actually we once had one registered limited liability company, and we have not opted in for any tax promo before now. So what do you advise? If we want to how do I put it? Should we register another business name and leave the existing accounts, or what do you think, sir? Or what
So
will you advise?
so first of all, right, for this kind of things, the first question I ask people is, because it will be cheaper for you to start afresh, right? But there's what we
Yeah.
call brand cost. If you're already doing business in that name, will it affect the business if you change business name, your customers, the reputation, and all of those things?
No, not
Right?
at
That
all.
is basically
We do more of online ads, the cash on delivery system. No, let me just say no.
okay. So if that's the case, then by all means, it's cheaper. Like if you hear the first speaker, you heard when he said he had to regularize with FRS and settle them. That is if you've
Okay.
been doing business before now and all of that, right? That
So
is
what of
most
if we
likely.
close the existing bad accounts related to those? Will it have any after effect?
Honestly, no. It simply means because like I always say, the only evidence the taxman has against you, right, is
It is a bank
what's it
statement.
called? Your bank statement. Most times
Yeah.
some of them will come and be telling you open your social media account, do this. But social media account not mean say I don't they make money. You
That's so
not
yes.
understand. So it
Exactly.
depends on who is representing you and how you present your case, really. But especially when you're going to meet them, you really might not have a lot of all of those issues, right? So that is what I would say.
So from what you just said, from what I can copy, if it is not that important to continue with that brand name, we can just close the bank account and open a fresh new business account, business name. Then
Exactly.
the mistake we
Start
made
afresh.
from the previous account is on our status report, the person that did the registration omitted all this health awareness, production of verbal products on
Then
the
you do it
status
proper.
report.
More reason why
So
you even need to close it.
yeah,
And you do it properly.
so is it advisable we just close the bank account or the whole LLC?
You might closing the LLC might be a long hassle. Close the
Yeah,
bank
okay,
account. Account is not active. There's nothing happening there. Nobody's going to come and look for you.
exactly. Okay, sir, that's what I want to
For me, I will ignore them. Okay, that business not the function again. Leave me.
exactly appreciate. Thank you, sir. So that's my question actually. So
Okay.
for the kind of niche we operate in, so when is it expected us to pay tax? Is it yearly or annually, or is it after 5 years? There was one of your video I watched on YouTube whereby you said the annual to pay tax should be after 5 years or something. I want to get
That's
that right.
for agricultural people in the
Okay.
agricultural space. You're not in the
Yes.
agricultural space now.
At all, yes. Okay.
Uh,
So the annual tax will now be like how many percent?
if you are a business name or a
Business
limited.
name with health awareness. Business name.
No, business name is not paying annual tax now. That's what I've been saying.
Oh,
So I
okay.
said, remember the first thing I said was if your goal is to pay zero tax,
Yeah,
then
zero tax.
say business name because you are not paying income tax, right? The only tax you'll be worried about is your own personal income tax, which is not what we are discussing. Because
Okay, yes,
obviously,
yes,
they believe that you have more than one business, right? So
yes,
that one is a separate discussion. We're talking about this your health awareness. For your health and
yes,
awareness, right? The only tax business name pays are transactional taxes, which is value added tax, withholding tax, and payee. Obviously, if you have staff, you pay payee, right?
yes, sir.
Uh, for your this is health awareness, right? You are basically what do I call it now? You're even withholding tax exempt, VAT exempt. So just all you just have to do is just be filing 0000.
So it's important we should be doing the filing every month. So they will count it at
Yes, yes, for compliance purpose, you have to be filing.
okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much.
Let me play music for you guys.
Good evening, Mr. Mina. I don't know if you can
Good
hear me.
evening.
Network
I
is
can hear
a
you.
little. Okay. Uh, I have two questions. The first one is about business name and LLC. I do I do a service for a company, but I can say like a freelance work. I have two staff, and then
Uh-huh.
I have been receiving the payment on my personal DOM account every month. Though I on the business name, I use the business name to pay two of my staff. And also I've been using paying some different personal money into this business account. Though I've not registered with FRS before. To be honest with you, I'm not finding anything before. Though I opened LSC this year because my plan was okay, probably I will stand on my own to be working with Nigeria company that I service, so that okay, it is better to work with LSC. That's why I opened the LSC. So with all your videos and everything I've listened so far, I think the business name is the best for me. So the first thing is I was thinking maybe I should close the account on the business name, maybe open the account and then start a fresh filing properly from next year on the business name. The second question is for the LSC. I actually want to keep the LSC to be functioning if possible. Maybe I can move two of my staff to this LSC and be paying their payee. Then maybe from the business name, I can just say contracts, pay some money to the LSC, and then I don't know how we can, because I really want to keep the LSC functioning.
And so you can do that now. You can keep the LLC functioning. The only thing that so you can keep it functioning, keep the inflow less than 50 million, right? Then do your compliance, right?
Okay.
For small businesses, most times, for personally now, I will not say it's expensive, but for businesses, small businesses, right? I charge like 500K for the whole compliance thing. You might see it cheaper outside. I don't know, but with this one, when with the hot, I doubt if anybody will even charge cheaper, right? But basically, that's the only cost you will basically incur because you will not be paying any
Yes,
sort of tax and all of
the
those
only
things.
thing is because I will make sure that the turnover, the money getting to that LSC is far
Exactly.
below, maybe it's far below 20 million naira. The only thing I just want to do is to pay payee on that. And for the business name, the address is Ogun State, and the LSC, the address is Lagos, and that's where we have office. I'm very sure they will be disturbing
Okay,
us.
they will come. Yes, yes.
Yes, if I don't keep the LSC active, they will come to our office to disturb us. So that is why I want to keep the LSC active. Though I will just make sure that, in fact, I might not be paying money monthly. Maybe this month I might pay maybe 3 million to the LSC, so that I'll be using it to pay the payee,
Pay salaries. Yeah, okay.
pay
Makes sense.
salaries on the LSC. But I will now be using the business name for the inflow that I will be getting. So I don't know. That's why I said I don't know how I can do about this.
Yes, so even depending on how the inflow is, if the inflow is not maybe total, you can be splitting the inflow between the two of them, right? Especially if maybe your total inflow is less than 100 million. You cannot split
it
the inflow between the two of them so that you not.
it will be difficult. It will be difficult to to submit two accounts for the inflow. You understand what I'm saying?
How would it be difficult? That's two
Because I
different
know.
businesses now.
No. That I'm saying that I'm using that business name for the contract
Okay,
with the
for the
company.
contract.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes,
So you
for the
cannot be
for the company
collecting
abroad.
another money.
For the company abroad. So
Okay, yes.
it's not
They will
possible to
not
now say
agree.
splitting. They will not. It will be like, so there is something you are hiding.
Hiding.
So my plan is, okay, since the compliance in terms of money, then for the business name now, I will just be paying myself from the business name. My own payee will be from the business name.
Yes, I agree.
So I will just be paying because the LLC is in
Oh,
Lagos.
wait,
Fine.
sorry, don't pay yourself pay you. Do yearly assessment.
No, my own payee is not monthly for the business name. It will be yearly.
Yearly.
Yes, it will be yearly.
Okay.
But two of my
Okay.
staff, probably I want to get one more from January. So I will just be paying them from the LSC, then be filing
Okay.
zero VAT, be
Zero.
compliant with the LSC. Because the truth is that immediately I have issue with this company abroad. To be honest with you, immediately we have a problem about the business that we are doing. I'm closing down the business name, then I'm using the LLC to
To
operate,
do your Nigerian things.
to do
Okay.
my own Nigerian business. You understand? Yes, so that is my plan.
Understand.
Yes. And then you said something about the VAT for the business name, because I'm not getting any naira payment from any company, and most of the job self is not here in Nigeria because we do work in other West Africa. So I don't know
Then
if
it's
we are liable
exempt.
to pay.
It's exempt.
Is
No,
we
it's
are not paying
exempt.
VAT.
It's exports. You're exporting your services. You're not paying
Okay.
VAT. Abroad person does not care about your VAT now. What do you make
You
abroad
say
man won't pay you VAT?
you say what, sir?
I say people abroad don't care about your VAT now. They don't care about your tax law. You not concern them.
No. They don't care about how I manage my tax here.
Uh,
They don't. They don't. They
uh,
don't. They don't
you
care.
don't know
So
your
that means
business.
for that business name now, what I will be doing is to pay my personal income star at the end of the year.
Yes. At the end of the year, you pay your personal income tax. So your personal income tax will cover you for even your business. It will cover you for your. It will cover you for your limited and all of that.
Yes, and then
So that's your
that
personal
means if
income
I
tax.
pay money to the from the business name to the limited, I will just pay the 5% withholding tax.
If your business name is less than 50 million naira, you're not paying any withholding tax now.
Okay. It's good because I will make sure that the money going to the LLC is not up to the money that I have to file for withholding tax. It is clear. It is clear. Then for the account that I have on the business name, which I'm thinking of closing down the account and open a new account, because that Naira account on that business name, I've used it for a lot of things, for my personal things. And if I should go to FRS now they will ask me to go and bring statement of account for all the years, and they will
So
tell me to
most
go.
times, even if you close it, one other thing they will probably ask you that you've been doing business for a while. Why have you not started? You have penalties and all of those things. So again, like I said, it's a lot of stress. You might probably want to. It might not be as bad as you see it, right? If you have a consultant that can do it for you, which states are you?
The business name is in Ogun State. The address on
Oh,
the
okay.
business name is Ogun State.
We can also register it in Lagos if I don't know. You can register as it is now. Sef, you can register it in Lagos and put your Ogun State address. It means that they might not even worry you so much because they go, who want they go Ogun State go define taxpayer for business name. I don't know if you get.
Yeah, but how can I go about because the business name, the business account now, I've been running the business account since 2019. Though I'm not using the business account. Is just Naira account that I pay the guy working with me.
I understand.
That's all.
I understand you now. That's what I'm also saying, right? Even if you go and say you want to close the account and now open a new one, the tax man get with it. If he tell you say you suppose not register since you have pending penalties for not registering and filing, that one is also there. So the best thing is just for you to get a consultant. If you are open to it, it's something that we also do. We have to register it. All of these people, is if you have a good
Okay,
relationship with them.
it's better to go to them and sort things with
Uh,
them and clear all the
so
previous year.
I would not say clear the previous year. If I'm representing you, I have nothing to clear. What I would do is start afresh, start you afresh, which is what you are
Oh,
claiming to do. But what I'm trying to tell you that just opening a fresh account is not what we start you afresh. Right? And you said you watched my video, and I've always mentioned commencement date, right? So when you're opening a new account, what you want to make sure you do is you make sure they give you a fresh commencement date.
okay. So if I open a new account, I can go to them that I just want to start the business, that they should give me
Exactly.
the
So
starting date.
that is also a strategy, a fresh starting date.
Okay,
So they
maybe
should give you, you can feel
they
it.
can just be worried that okay, I supposed to have
Yeah, exactly. Now you get
registered,
it. You're
because
supposed to
I'll
have
just tell them
required it.
that though I'm doing this CAC stuff, the CAC annual report and all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that one is not an virus. CS is a
Oh,
different body.
okay, I know. I think the CAC is just so that the
So not
company
put your
will
name.
still be active on the CAC portal.
Yeah,
Because sometimes some people have a company now, but they don't know that they've already allocated that name for another person
name to
because
somebody else. Yeah.
yes, because they are not be active to file their annual return or something like that. Okay, I think the best thing is to open a new account, then go to Everest for starting afresh. Even if they want to charge me for register late, and I think something that we can easily sort out.
No problem.
All right. Thank you very much. I really
Okay.
appreciate it.
Alright.
All right.
Okay. If you need any guidance, you can always DM me. I will talk.
Yes. If I need any further this thing, I'll DM you. Sure.
Okay. No problem.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. It's like no other person ask questions. So you should go and sleep like this.
No, we have to complete the hours. So we need 2 hours sleep. Care. It's better you play music or national anthem. Let's
Okay.
be
Well,
listening to
let's
it.
be playing music.
Questions will definitely come up.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Is Ebuka on the line? I want
I thought I
to
heard a lady.
ask, yeah, can you hear me? I want to ask few questions regarding my
Yeah, go
own
ahead, please.
situation. Okay. I just recently opened two accounts, CSC accounts. One is enterprise, one is LLC. And I'm into building construction. I'm a civil engineer. So I opened one for the LLC for the engineering work, and I'm into building material sales. So I opened enterprise for that. But currently, I've not opened an account for any of them, the bank accounts for any of them. So looking at what is going to unfold next year, what are the taxes that I will be filing and how do I now file them? Or advise me on how to go about it.
Oh, okay, so let's start with the construction company, right? How long have you been doing the construction?
Let's say 10 years, 10 years
Okay,
ago.
so how much would you say your annual? Just give a rough pick of your annual. What's it
Okay,
called now?
okay. For the construction,
Turnover. Yeah.
it depends. Sometimes you will have a turnkey project where you supply the whole materials to do the project. It depends. Sometimes you run only labor, so it's not a steady something. But looking at it, if it is just purely labor, maybe below 20 million per annum. But if we are going for maybe with materials, you supply the whole material and build this building, maybe you're looking at above 100 million. So it's not a steady something. It varies depending on the kind of contracts that come within the year.
Okay.
Do you get?
Uh, so even if you are supplying materials, right?
Yeah.
The materials you're supplying now is not how would I put it now? It's technically not your money now. It's your client's money.
That's what I'm saying, because the client will pay in money to your account to supply, or you charge the project, turnkey project, he will now pay you to supply and build. So
Yeah. So
technically, the money is
I get
entering your
that.
account.
Yeah. No. So it's not a function of how much is entering your account. It's a function of how much is your own. Right. So first of all,
Okay.
that's why you technically need an auditor to help you separate those concerns, right, and file
Yeah.
properly. Well, now it depends. So how much tax you pay, that depends on what your auditor. So if at the end of preparing your report, the auditor sees that you are. So what I would recommend for you, right, for this kind of business where you are not sure if you will be crossing the threshold or not, you might just be filing zero. Then at the end of the year, probably December, you get an auditor, an auditor to look at your books, right, and determine if you have VAT liabilities and tax liabilities, especially because you said something. You said if it's just labor, it's 20 million. If you are doing the whole
Yeah.
contract, right, it's over 100 million.
Yeah.
Now, I cannot tell you what your turnover is because I don't know it. You don't know it. You're not sitting, right? And
Yeah.
that aside, it depends on the year we're talking in question. So it means that for some years you might be small business, for some years you might be big business. And the only way to pay yourself, because the government will not refund you tax that you've paid to them, you can both agree that the government does not refund tax. So if the government does not refund
Yeah.
tax, what can you do to protect yourself? You can file zero, right? Then at the end of the year, you cannot regulate. So when you do your calculations, you get an auditor, and you do your calculations. If you are owing tax, you cannot pay the backlog, right? But you just understand or you know that okay, if I owe, I know that I will pay my BC. But if I not owe, glory to God, I will not be paying anything. But I think that would be your best approach, especially since we cannot ascertain what your turnover is. I don't know if that's clear. If that was clear enough.
Yeah. Very well.
The business.
Then,
Hello.
what of the business? Yes, I understand you. I got
Okay.
that.
So for the
Then, on the
business name,
aspect of the materials, yes.
Business.
no, I covered
On
the
the aspect
materials.
of business, I sell
Okay,
building. I
for the
have a
business
shop.
name, yeah. So
I
again,
have a
it
business
also still
name for
boils
that.
down. Yeah. So again, for the business, it also boils down on your turnover. If
Okay.
your turnover is over 50 million, you have to be paying value added tax. You also have to pay withholding tax.
Okay.
Then
Which
generally,
ones are
as an
withholding tax?
individual that is
Okay.
making
Which
money,
ones
you
are
have to pay
classified as
personal income
withholding?
tax.
Which ones are classified as
And
withholding
those,
tax on the business?
so withholding tax are just for certain transactions, right? Let's say the building you're renting, if you are paying your landlord, you should withhold tax. If you rent a professional, an auditor like myself, you should withhold tax. So it is money that you subtract from invoice that somebody else gives to you for certain transactions. That's what withholding tax is.
Okay. Withholding tax is if you pay for services or for whatever, then you charge the
You are
person
not paying,
tax
you are
liability.
withholding it. Exactly. You charge the person tax
So
and remove it to the
how
government. The
many
person will pay.
percent of that money? How many percent of that money?
So I have that is not it's not steady. It fluctuates depending on the transaction. But let me share. Let me even share this thing now that I just did today on the group, so that you can take a look at it.
Okay. Anyway, that's something to post.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, oh yeah, I got you. Then you said about withholding tax. Then apart from withholding tax, which other one? The VAT.
So both of them depend on your turnover. Is your turnover more than 50 million for the business?
Yes, the turnover is above 100 million on the business.
Okay, so first of all, I think the VAT is the most crucial one, right? That's the one that you have to file every month. So that one now is 7.5%
Percent of what?
of your sales.
Whatever sales are made.
Yes.
Jesus. Building materials is a low profit business. Do you know? Is it vatable? Is building materials vatable?
Yes, it's possible.
Then does it depend on the turnover of the business? The
Yes.
VAT of a thing, is it?
Yes.
I mean, the
This
small businesses will be selling better than the big businesses now.
that is the challenge.
Okay, then apart from two of them, which other tax?
And then your personal tax.
Personal tax.
Personal income tax. Yes.
Okay. Is it based on the money I pay to my personal account or based on the business?
I would say based on the money you declare as income.
Okay. Okay.
As
Hmm.
money you say you are paying yourself, that's your personal income. So that's the money you pay tax on.
Okay. Well, there. But where we have major issue is this VAT of a thing. How do we now get the VAT from the customers?
Honestly, it's I don't know. I feel like that thing is going to lead to a lot of inflation next year. Because
And
it's
not only
just
that, even some goods will be uh, there's a chances of a double or even triple paying VAT 3 times on one particular goods. Because if the major distributor is paying VAT, then the sub distributor is paying VAT, then the distributor or the wholesaler will now pay VAT again on that same goods before it now gets to the retailer. The retailer will now pay VAT again before it will get to final consumer. You look
so
at the series of
the way it works. If for example you're buying from somebody and the person charge you VAT, right? Whatever VAT the person charges you, you cannot remove it from the VAT that you are paying to the government. So in that way, it just reduces your tax liability. especially to avoid double taxation.
Uh, so that means the person has to issue you a receipt that you pay
Yes.
VAT to. Okay. Voila. All right. All right. All right. Thank you.
Evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. I've been listening all this while. I'm coming from a different business angle, and that is lottery and sport betting. Now,
Okay.
under lottery and sport betting, let me be specific. Under lottery, we make sales and we are like agents and we pay to the company. So the simple mathematics there is, if you make sales of 100%, company collects about 86% of whatever sales we are making as agent. So out of the 86% is remaining 14%. Inside the 14, the sales point, people at the sales point takes about 12%. Okay, so it's left with only 2% with us. And what it means is, if I made a sales of 1 million naira yesterday, it's expected that I'm to pay the company 860,000, and the money that will be paid to me from the sales representative is about 980. Okay, so it will be left with 20,000 naira with me. That is my gain. With this gain, small expenses here and there flies in. If I have maybe an office and I have a worker, it comes. So with all this tax, withholding, VAT, income, everything all together, I don't know how to phantom this tax with it. And I don't know what the company too is saying about it, because they have not mentioned anything. It's only you online. I'm hearing you are paying this, you are paying that to government, whatever that comes into your account. This is what the company, this is what government is going to take out. So please, I just wanted to, in this kind of situation now, what do we do as agents?
So as agent, right, the only tax you owe is tax on your commissions.
Okay. So
Right.
which
So
one is
that's income tax, because I don't see agents with your kind of business. I don't see you paying what's it called now, VAT. Because it's basically you're dealing with money, anything monetary and all of those things. They're not a vatable business, right? People are
okay?
using. They're basically placing bets now. You cannot be charging. I don't. It's just a. I don't know how to put it now. I'm trying to confirm, but I can tell you for free that your kind of business will not be vatable. However, because you're doing business, you have to pay income tax. So now, depending on how you are preparing your report, right? Like I said, it is the that's 2% that you said is your own. That is which is your commission. That is what is your own, and that's what you should be concerned about, right?
Okay.
So basically, that's basically it. That is what you owe. So it is that one now that becomes so with the 2%. Does the 2% by the time you accumulate it, is it more than 50 million naira in a year?
Yes, depending on the volume of sales an agent is making, and I fall
So
into that
obviously,
category.
then you have to be paying a company income tax there.
Okay, so which of the account, business account or LSC, do you recommend for people like us? Because all these were for the past 10 years, I've been using my personal account in collecting and remitting to company.
So it's looking like if your 2% is more than what's it called, 50 million, 100 million, all of that, you have a lot of volume, right? And even for a betting business, specific community time. So I would recommend,
Yes.
especially because of yes, especially because of Igbese, right? Although there's really no restrictions to what you can do with a business name, I'll recommend, because of the risk associated with your kind of business, I'll actually recommend the limited liability for you. That's what I would
So how do you
recommend.
now phantom the lost
And
with
so
limited
your auditor
liability?
will your auditor will help you do all of those profit and loss, whatever. So it depends on how you recognize revenue and how you recognize losses, right? So as long as the losses or the transaction, so if there are losses, like you said, it all of those. So I don't even know how do you people even prepare your books at the moment, because I'm thinking, how, especially with the revenue splitting, right?
Yes.
Do you
Well,
have like a dashboard with the, is it Bet Nigeria or whatever, where all of those this thing can be, you can have proof that okay, this is the commissions you are paying to the betting company and all of that.
no, no. We are just basically using, in fact, the records. When I hear the records, I wonder which records are they talking about? Nothing like records. All what I need to do is whatever that is coming in from my own end. If I have 4 shops, okay, whatever that is coming in from sales, I know how much is it, and I
Okay,
remit to company, and that's all.
okay. Let me ask you one question. How do you know how much to expect from the shops? How do you know? Because you are not there.
Good. Now it's very easy. Online, I can easily track shop one made sales of this amount, shop two made the sales
So
of
that
this
is your
amount.
records now.
Okay, okay.
That is your record.
So
That
how do we
online thing
now
that you're
file the
tracking.
books? So how do we now file the books? Is it that we must have a record on paper in case of you want to defend or you want to be able to know
Exactly.
exactly? Okay,
So that is it. So when you get an auditor, you will file it, and if they ask questions, you can show them your account and the activities and how you got his numbers.
okay. All right. Thank you, sir. My last question. I've been hearing get an auditor, get a lawyer. For example, if I want to go to the hospital, I know this is an hospital I can enter. Where do we see the tax guys, or how do we engage
You have
with
seen me
most
now.
of them? Ah, no,
What are
sir.
you
You know
looking
you're
for
on the
again?
higher level. You the
I'm
level, so
my
you know
level.
that. Okay,
I beg you,
okay.
my helper, they come here higher level.
Oh, all right. So I'll find a way and reach out to you so that at least against next year we can start from somewhere. Just like the
Yeah,
other
no
man
problem.
said, we have thousands of us, okay, not knowing where to go. Okay, so probably by the time we speak to you, we can even invite you to come and speak to most of us because we are many out there and we don't know where to go, and the company is not really helping. I don't want to mention names.
No problem. I understand.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Music time, blessing time.
This man claims that he'd been fasting for 9 years straight, eating no solid foods whatsoever and only drinking liquids. But apparently, that's only the beginning. He says that he's planning to do this for the next 40 years straight, all the way up until the year 2056. Self-proclaimed Apostle Marcelino from Angola, also known as Prophet Elijah, has actually become a bit of a Christian celebrity. In fact, on this TikTok account, which appears to belong to him, he has nearly 500,000 followers, and he regularly gets millions of views. But apart from his sermons, worship songs, and even prophecies about world events like World War III, what's made Apostle Marcelino especially well known is his acts of faith. He said that in 2016, God instructed him to survive only on liquids for the next 40 years because why not? And 9 years later, he's apparently still going. At least that's what they're claiming. But, maybe God didn't specify the exact type of liquids that he could consume. Or maybe he has been drinking water, and it's a miracle. He's also done other public demonstrations, like going on his knees and praying for 30 days straight. So the big question is, do you guys believe him or not? This man claims that he's been... I'm sure by now you must have seen this trending song by OG Naba. Let's watch it together.
This is the statement from people.
Now, OG about story is the most inspiring story you will get to dissociate to the end. This guy made this song and posted it the first time on February 10th, right? And since then, every single time he posted this song, people trolled him. People talked about how Hausa music is crap. People could not understand. People said all sorts of things. But this guy didn't give up, right? I didn't even notice this song until sometime in July or August. I can't even remember. I saw it and I scrolled and past, right? But this guy posted his song every single day since the day it was released, right? There's approximately 260 something days between February and October, right? This guy posted this song almost 220 times, right? And on the 200th post was when Black John saw this, loved it, made a video with it, and reposted it. I actually has over 10 million followers on TikTok, right? And as she reposted it, people started saying it, people started reposting it, and that's how the song started trending. Now, Mr. Easy has made a video with him, Pella. I saw him with Magneto. I saw him. I've now started seeing Sabinos with different people, right? This guy is blowing up. They started calling him on shows now. Mr. Easy has promised him that this December they're going to release a song together, and so on and so forth. Like a lot has started happening for the guy, right? But I mean, now people are noticing it. People are seeing a lot of things. Wow, this guy is lucky. His time has come, and so on and so forth. Right? But people are not noticing that he has carried his own market on his head. He has posted this song 220 times. over 200 times. And you make a post 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. People are not engaging with him. You give up. Right? There's a favorite quote I heard from Jack Ma. He said, today is difficult. Tomorrow is more difficult. But day after tomorrow is beautiful. Most people quit tomorrow evening. So what I'm trying to say here is nobody. Where were those voices pre-elected at?
Afraid of being canceled because the cancel culture in the Democratic Party, and I experienced it this week when I said there was a stench of loser hanging over the Democratic Party. You know what they called me? The W word, the C word. I lost tens of thousands of followers because I dared to tell the truth. Because in a cult, you can't tell the truth. You can't ask any questions, but I'm done with that. But he's totally right, and I'm probably going to get canceled again for what I'm about to say. Men are men and women are women, and it's an issue when men are trouncing women in women's sports. This should not be a controversial take. This is common sense, and the American people understand that the Democratic Party, they exist in their ivory towers that is so far removed from reality.
You go rent has 6 million for a bedroom. Oh, this were they okay? So I guess 6 million and a bedroom. I'll go to. Yes, is fine, sir, but it's looking like a mansion. So I guess it's safe to call it a good night. Again, see you next week. same time, same station. Thank you, everybody, for trusting us. And have a good night and have a lovely weekend.
Good night.